important. All right. Let's make sure this is recording onto the cloud. Perfect. Okay. How you feeling, James? You ready to go for your first appointment?
Yeah, gotta do some reading.
Yeah,
do a lot of reading before my first appointment.
I also sent you the videos of what you missed today. I don't know if you got that text.
I got that text, yeah.
Okay, awesome. What's up, Chris Fellow? Nice to see you, man. All right, so here are the assignments. I know Dave just went over them right now. But yeah, step number 1, just make your first sale. First sale is your hardest one all the time. Once you make your first one, it's going to be that much easier. And then step number 2 is to continue to book appointments for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We just call this do one, book one. I'll get into that a little bit. And then study pages 8 through 12 and the rec approach. The rec approach is probably the most important because that's how you get into new networks and start to meet a lot of new people. That's the one that I tell people, if you're going to memorize anything, memorize your recommendation approach. I wouldn't try to memorize the whole script, just the introduction approach, and you're going to do really well in recommendations and introductions. Now, the next one is to clock in on every appointment. I'll go over that in just a second. And then I would aim to try and complete 5 appointments by advanced training if you have the time in your schedule, just because advanced training is so great. You're going to want some actual demo and appointment experience before going into advanced training. So the last one is personal daily interaction, and I'll go over that as well. All right, so clocking in on an appointment, James, you must call in on every single appointment you are doing, no matter when it is, while you are still with your customer, or you will not count that appointment for pay. And the reason is because we need to just verify that you completed it and check it off on our end. You know, it can be very easy for someone to just lie. In fact, people have lied to us and told us that they've done 15 appointments right after training. Like, James, I literally had someone tell me that they did 15 appointments after today's training. That's like,
so you call in after you're done presenting, or doesn't really matter when?
So yeah, that's a great question. So it's while you're still with your customer,
of course. Okay.
Before you're getting to the introductions part. So like once you get done presenting, before you go to introductions and get referrals from people, you just say real quick, hey, I just got to clock in with my manager really quick. And you just call us. And it's typically like a 1 to 2 minute conversation. And it'll go something like, hey, James, it's Carson. How's it going? And you're going to be like, yeah, it's going good. I'm on an appointment. And they're interested in getting this. Or, yeah, I'm just wrapping up. You know, they didn't want to get anything. And I would just ask a simple question. If they didn't want to get anything, I'd say, great. Was there anything they're at least interested in? And then if you dropped all the way down, then they typically have something that they're interested in, whether that's a couple pieces or whether that's a set. And I would try to offer a manager special to see, you know, if they would want to get whatever they had in mind or whatever they're interested in today. I've helped people, James, go from a no sale to $1,000 order because I just asked a couple questions, you know. Also, if you have any questions, I can help you out. Like I remember Alex Brown called and she was like, Carson, what are the dimensions of all the cutting boards? And I was like, oh, that is a good one. I didn't know that off the top of my head. So I just found where I can find the specifics of each item. And I told Alex and I showed her how to find it. And now she was able to find all of the specifics of every single item that we sell, like the length of the blade, the weight of the blade, all of that. And also, if they are interested in something and you're like making a smaller sale, like if they're interested in 4 knives and they're buying it, you're like, hey, Carson, just making a sale right now for 4 knives. And I threw in the peeler for free. I'd be like, awesome. Great job, James. Was there anything else that they were interested in? Oh, yeah, they said they wanted to get the flatware, but, you know, they just wanted to wait on it or think about it later down the line. But, okay, cool. Hey, by the way, just so they know, we are running a special on our flatware where we'll actually throw in those 3 knives that they're getting just for free if they just buy the flatware. Do you think they want to get it? And then you might be like, oh my gosh, okay, let me tell them that. And you tell them that, and they're like, yeah, let's get the flatware then. And then you just, you know, upsold them from a $400 order up to like, you know, a $1,500 sale. So
yeah. So basically it's about just about the time we're they're making a decision, because I think the most organic way to put it is like, let me call my manager for if there's a manager special, or yeah.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
okay.
Or like if they're not getting anything, then you just be like, yeah, let me just clock in with them real quick before we move on to the introductions part. And like, okay. And then you're like, cool. And you just call in and hey, they're not going to get anything. Then I'd ask, okay, are they interested in anything? Unfortunately, they're not interested in anything today, but they're really nice and I got good practice. I'd be like, cool, go crush recommendations. And then, make your 5 phone calls after. And you'd be like, great, talk to you later. Typically it's like 1 to 2 minutes, but if we're really trying to work out a deal with them, I've had calls where it's like been 20 to 30 minutes because we're really trying to find a good deal for the customer and they want to get something, The next part is to put every appointment you have on Vector Impact, just so that we know when to be available for you. Like tonight, for instance, I have MMA practice from 6 to 8 p.m. So like, I'm not going to be able to answer any phone calls. Whereas like our staff is prepared because they know that you have an appointment tonight and Morgan has an appointment tonight. So they know that we're expecting a call from James and Morgan at some point and Carson won't be able to take it. So like putting it on Vector Impact like lets us know when to be available for you. And this is a really laid back approach because most companies actually have you download like a type of tracking software while you're working from home, and they monitor like your keystrokes, your mouse clicks, all of the browsers that you visit. So, all we ask is that you're on the up and up using the app and clocking in. That's pretty much about it. And James, I want you to call the office so much that you actually think you're bothering us. Seriously, like I want you to call so much that you're actually like, dang, like I'm sorry, but like you don't have to be sorry. Like we know what we signed up for.
Yeah. It's gonna get there as long. Yeah, it's
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna help you be autonomous moving forward. And this is what we call our QPR. I'm gonna throw this into the chat. I would save this, bookmark this, store this somewhere where you can have easy access to it, because every Monday night, this needs to be turned in by midnight in order for pay to count, okay? This is like the time card. And I'll show you what it looks like right here. Can you still see my screen? You see where it says Vector QPR? Oh, you mean it right now. So basically, you just got to put in your email. You put in the week that, or the day that the week started on. And our weeks start on Tuesdays. So this Tuesday was the 11th. So you put that the day of the week that the week started on was the 11th, which is Tuesday. You'll put your name in, your rep number, how much, the amount of sales, like CPO generated, the number of sales made, and then the number of qualified appointments you did in order to get those sales. And for each appointment, you'll click next here. You have to just fill out some super basic information about it, like when it was, who it was with, what their number is, if it was the husband, the wife, they're both together, or if it was someone that was single, whether you made the sale or no sale, whether you clocked in or not, and how many recommendations or introductions you got. Now, super basic, you'll just have to do that for every appointment. And we're not gonna, like, I overlook this just to see like where our people can improve. Like if they do 7 appointments and make 1 sale, I want to investigate a little bit and just see like, hey, where can we help you out? Like because according to our averages, a 60% selling ratio is the average, so like if someone's not getting around 60%, then I want to just talk to them and see like what's going on and help them succeed here. It also, is going to match up with Vector Impact to make sure that, okay, we pay people the right amount. So yeah, and obviously you're putting your customers' numbers in there. James, I want to let you know, we will never contact your customers. We will never contact your customers unless you turn in a QPR that says like, did 15 appointments, made no sales, got no recommendations, and it's just super suspicious, which I don't think you do, but like people have done that in the past, and we've had to call their customers to verify if they did them, and turns out there are people that have tried to scam us and they did not do any of the appointments they said they did, and they had to go, take that up with corporate, and that's just not fun. I haven't had someone do that in like 2 years. So I tend to not worry about it. You know, I will never waste my time and call your customers. Okay. Now using Zoom, James, do you understand how to like use screen share and like how to set up screen share to do the presentation?
Yes. Yeah, a little practice, but yeah, I think.
Do you
Yeah,
want to practice it in here?
give me a second.
Yeah, I'll show you how I do it real quick. So I'm going to share my entire screen. So this is Bay Area demo right here.
Oh, yeah. It's
And then this is your Cutco demo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one tab and I'm going to take it out and have a whole different window. I'm going to put your Cutco demo, which is, this is the customer facing site here. And then I have the Bay Area demo, which is your script. And you see how, like, you know, when I share my screen this way, it, like, you can see both. And obviously, like, you're not going to want your customer to see your script. So what you're going to do is you're only going to share your Cutco demo. So now all you see is the customer side, correct?
yeah.
And that's how I just have mine set up. So let me give you screen sharing capability. Yeah, you should be able to share your screen right now.
Let me set it up 1 second.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So let me share. Just here. There.
That's perfect. And can you see your script too?
Yeah, on the left-hand side of the screen.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's how they'll only see the presentation and you can still see your script.
I had to resize the page, so it took me a little time. So yeah, but
Perfect, perfect.
Okay, let me stop share.
Yeah, I can do that for you. There you go. Yeah, and like everything is congruent. So like the script and the pictures in the your Cutco demo and in the script, they all match up. So like, you know, you're in the right spot when you're looking at the same thing on both pages. All right, let me get back to my slides real quick. That's typically the hardest part for people, is getting that screen share going. When I was brand new, James, and I was doing virtual appointments before Zoom was a thing. So like I was calling people and then walking them through your Cutco demo, and I was having them control everything. Oh, I had some horrid appointments because of that. So Zoom is super nice. All right, James, we're gonna create your Vector Connect account now.
I did that already. I think.
Oh, you did? Oh, perfect. Well, let me just walk.
I saw your email. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me just walk through this for the people that are going to watch the recording. So Morgan and Bennett, so vectorconnect.com. You're going to go to create username. You're going to put in your email that you used to sign up here, cell phone number, choose a username, choose your password, and then click submit. And then you'll get a verification code in your email. You pull out the verification code, you click this orange click here, you put in your username that you chose, and then you put in your code. Now, when you try, it's not going to show this page right away. You got to enter in the last 4 digits of your social one more time to verify your electronic tax forms. There's a direct deposit information area where you could just click no if you don't know your direct deposit stuff and set it up later, so you're not, you know, wasting a lot of time. And then it's going to ask you for your social media accounts, which you could just skip. And then it's going to also ask you what schools you went to see if you qualify for our All-American Scholarship. All right, they should be good. And you will not have access to Vector Connect unless you've signed the rep agreement, which you all have. So you're good. Cutco Orders app. You can get this app on the App Store, or James, you can use the desktop version, which I like to use. So this is Vector Connect right here. I love the desktop version a lot more. So if you go to this menu, you'll see Cutco Orders, and it'll click right here into Enter Orders, and it'll pull up the web version of the Cutco Orders app. And it is taking a long time to load here. It's going to have you log in, and it's going to use the same Vector Connect credentials to log in. So whatever you just used to create your Vector Connect account, you will be using to get onto the orders. Okay, got it. And then to enter an order, you're going to go to the top left here. You're probably going to need to call in to place your first order, because it's kind of, the first one is always the hardest, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm kind of lost right now, Carson. Where do I find this? And it's like, cool, yeah, you're totally.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So let's just say you're just placing a homemaker sale. So you're gonna go down to kitchen cutlery sets, or you can use the search bar and just type in homemaker, and you'll see all the different types of homemaker set combos that we have. But you know, you can also just go into kitchen cutlery sets, and it's the first one. If you click on it, you'll be able to choose the larger French chef or the petite chef, choose whatever color they like. And what's cool is that it shows them it right here. So you get to see what it looks like. You also get to choose the basic block, the wood block, the basic block or the table knives block. You got the cherry block here. So you can get the red on the dark block or the red on the light block, whatever the customer wants. And then we'll add that to the cart. Then we'll go back, and let's say we want to throw in the super shears for free. So you'll go into accessories, you'll see super shears. Obviously they want the super shears to match, so we'll give them red super shears, and we'll add that to cart. Now, how do we give something for free? So under super shears, you'll see these 3 dots here. All you gotta do is just click that and then click bonus, and you'll see the super shears now cost $0. And now it does bring your commission down because you're throwing in a free item, right? But is it worth it to throw in free stuff if the customer is going to buy it? Yeah, 100%. So then you go to checkout, and it's just like you're checking out on Amazon. I'm going to put in my information on this real quick. Let's see. Oh no, where's my?
So for this part, it's fine that the customer will see how while you're doing it.
Yeah, you can totally let the customer see. Some people like to share their screen. I don't share my screen on this part typically, but it's totally fine if you want to. So
because it's their information, right? Is there information that you're putting in? So
correct, yeah, billing information right here, and typically shipping is same as billing.
Yeah.
So that's what we do it as, and then always will be a new customer. Next, on the step 2, it will be the payment method and how they're going to break it up. It's always a credit card, and this is how you do the 5 payments, 3 payments, 2 or 1. So let's just break it into 5 on this one for example purposes. And then they can change the first payment so that, like, let's say they want the first payment to be like, hey, can I pay half right now? Can I just put a huge down payment on it right now and then pay less payments in the future? They can totally do that. But typically people just want the even payments broken up. And then you'll put in the card information. And then if the customer is not present, then you just click not present. If they are present, signature. Then I always get an email of the receipt copied and sent to myself just in case they do not receive it for some reason. And then I place the order. Boom. And you're good. You just place an order. So this is what the app version looks like if you want to get it on the App Store. It's the same exact thing though. It's the same exact thing, except for the cart is up here instead of just being automatically on the side. So my first sale was a 1 petite carver, James. So I'm going to show you how I entered my first sale. Boom, in homemaker pieces, you click add to cart for petite carver, you click checkout. I threw in a cutting board for free. So I went to accessories, medium cutting board, added it to cart, clicked on the 3 dots, click bonus, boom, good to go. Don't need to do this part. Habits to be made. So I want to talk about making good habits from the get-go. So one good habit that people get into that helps them have a lot of success, we just call it 5 after. Hey, just make your quick 5 after. That's just like after every appointment you do, just make a quick 5 to 10 phone calls. It's going to help you continuously have appointments ahead of you and not have to worry about doing like an hour-long phone jam because you forgot to make phone calls and now you're like behind on your goal, or you're like, dang, I want to book a lot of appointments. Well, great, you can just do 5 phone calls after every appointment, and it's only adding like 5 to 10 minutes after each appointment, but you're going to continuously have your schedule filled up with the number of appointments that you want. So that's a great habit to get into. And also expectations versus reality. Okay, in your first 10 days, we're going to be talking every day, whether it be text, whether it be phone call, whether it's a Zoom meeting. I will let you know if it's going to be a phone call or a Zoom meeting, but you can expect a text from us at least once a day throughout your fast start. Once you're out of your fast start, James, Morgan, and Bennett, like we will talk about the James schedule, what you want to do sustainable. I talk about the golden number. I'm like, hey, what's the minimum number of appointments that you want to do every week now that you're out of your fast start? You're like, oh, I just want to do 5 appointments, not even 1 per day, you know? And I'll create a plan and okay, cool. When do you plan on phoning to get those appointments? Oh, well, you want to phone at the team meeting phone jam and then the Sunday night phone jam. Cool. You should be able to get all of your appointments if you phone at those times. So we'll put a game plan together when you're outside of your fast start. But when you're in your fast start, you're going to be working harder than you typically would than when you're out of your fast start. I want you guys to win as much free Cutco from us as possible, James. And I'm serious about that. I pay for the fast start prizes. I want you guys to have as much free Cutco as you can possibly win for me, because it's going to help you out. It's going to help you out a lot. All right, and lastly, I want you all to have fun, okay? This is a real job, and you're going to be making real large amounts of money. For you, James, I know you already have a full-time job on top of this, so like you're gonna be making some great side income, more than a lot of the other people that you'll like, especially like our students that we have, Morgan and Ben. Like you're gonna be making a lot more than most of your friends will throughout the school year. And if you decide to keep this up throughout the summer, then you'll be making for sure way more than them over the summer. But I want you to have fun with it. You know, don't take it too seriously, right? Your first appointments are going to be train wrecks. I'm just going to be super upfront with you guys right now. Your first appointments are probably going to be train wrecks. And that's good. That's why we have you see people that you're comfortable with to start. My first appointment was with my aunt. I couldn't have done a worse job on my first appointment. It was in person. I took 2.5 hours. I cut myself and I was bleeding on their dinner table. And they still bought something. I didn't even follow the script. I was just like, you know, saying what I thought I needed to say, but without following the script. And my aunt still bought the knife that I cut myself with because it was better than all of her knives. She also had the full set of Wusthof that we compare with in the clothes. So I couldn't have done a worse job, and they still bought. Now imagine if I had done that to a random stranger in their house, where I took an hour and a half longer than I told them I would, and I cut myself. They would have been like, dude, get out of my house, right? So that's why we show people that we know and we're comfortable with to start, because they're not going to be like brutal to us. You know, they're going to give us support and confidence. And then James, Morgan, Bennett, when you are done with your first appointment, you might be like, wow, that was a rough one. But then after your next one, you're going to be that much better on your next appointment. And then by your 5th appointment, you're going to be like, okay, I'm starting to get this down. By your 10th appointment, you're going to be like, okay, I freaking got this. I got this now. And it's awesome. You're going to feel really good. But I wouldn't judge anything based off of your very first appointment. You know, I wouldn't judge anything about how you think you're going to do based off of your first appointment. All right. like I said, I want you to take this seriously, right? But I don't want you to take it too seriously because at the end of the day, we just sell knives. All right. So any questions? I'll open up for questions right now. James, do you have any questions?
My only question was how to place orders, but you just showed it, so I'll take a look at it again and yeah, to be more familiar and then be ready for my my first appointment later today.
Perfect. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.